Hey guys, I'm Christian and this is Ready2Disney. So we've got a special vlog tonight. We've got a special guest tonight. We're going to interview our daughter, our teenage daughter, Madison. Madison, welcome.
Hi!
All right. Well, what we wanted to do was kind of give you guys a perspective from someone who's been there at a much younger age. You've been hearing Jenny and I just talk on and on from an adult perspective and all the seriousness of how to book your vacation. So we're actually going to back it up a little bit. So, Madison, the first time you went was in third grade, or at the end of your third grade year. And this was a special trip. It was your very first time. You flew by yourself, and you went and met up with your Grandpa Mike and Kathy, right?
Yes.
So thinking back, way back then, thinking back on that trip, what were your feelings leading up to getting there? And then what were your thoughts when you first walked into those gates for the first time?
I felt very excited and nervous in the same time, but when I first entered through the castle, my thoughts immediately went, wow, this is amazing, this is beautiful. There's a lot of detail and I love it very much.
Well, that's the first impression we kind of all get.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, you got to do something really cool that trip. Excuse me. You got to do the Bippity Boppity Boutique.
That was fun.
All right, and right after that, you got to eat at Cinderella's lunch table there in the castle. So tell me, what was it like? What is the Bippity Boppity Boutique, and what was it like getting that experience?
The Bippity Boppity Boutique is basically a place where you can become who you want to be. I wanted to be Cinderella, and becoming the princess that I love with heart is an experience that I will never forget, because you're getting your hair done and you're getting, a dress, and it's just very fun.
Aren't you also getting? Don't they give you,
they give you like a little wand,
fairy dust,
and they give you the fairy dust in your hair, and it's so much fun. It feels like magic.
So once you got that done, y'all went over and had lunch at Cinderella's table there in the castle. What was that like, especially being just dressed up and done up like a princess? I
felt like I was one with the castle. I felt like the castle was mine. Along with the characters, I felt like an actual princess. I was treated like a princess, and I felt so happy. I felt like I was in a place to be.
Awesome. Well, that's an experience that we've heard from a lot of different people, and I'm glad you enjoyed that. So, what is your favorite memory from your very first trip there at such a young age? What's your favorite memory of that trip?
My favorite, topmost memory was walking up to the castle and seeing it in person and just feeling how amazing and how magical it is just by looking at it.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. I love it. It's awesome.
Well, I heard a rumor, and I have a little bit of video proof, that also during the daytime parade, the Move It, Shake It party there, you actually got your Grandpa Mike to dance there in the middle of the street with you.
Oh, yeah.
See,
that was fun, too.
You thought that was going to be forgotten, Grandpa Mike. Well, it isn't.
Nope.
And if we have to, one of our future vlogs, we'll post part of that video up there for you. All right, so fast forward to being a teenager, right? So now you're a teenager. You've been several times, right? Has the experience gotten different as a teenager than it was when you were younger?
Oh, yeah. It's more like you know what's going to happen, and you know what most of the schedule will be.
So does that mean that you have time to take a different perspective and look at different things you didn't when you were younger, like some of the details, stuff like that?
And actually get to see what you didn't notice at first.
Right. Well, this one's a tough question for everybody to answer, but I'm going to ask you, what is your favorite park and why?
Epcot.
Wow, Epcot. Okay, so why Epcot?
It has a certain theme that I really love to it. It has space.
So it does. It has a couple of rides that deal with space there. And then you also have the second half with all the countries. What do you like about that part?
It felt like you were in the actual country. It was something.
They speak the language and everything, don't they?
Oh yeah, act exactly like how they would act in the official countries.
All right, so this is another tough one.
Right.
Magic Kingdom, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What are your 2 favorite rides at Magic Kingdom?
I personally love the Pirates in the Caribbean ride.
Yes, one of my favorites.
Of course. And I really love the Peter Pan ride too.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the classics. And speaking of that, there's several original classic rides there at Walt Disney World in both Epcot and definitely in Magic Kingdom. Things like Carousel of Progress and It's a Small World, things that Walt actually put his hands on. Do you like those rides as much as you do the newer rides?
I like the newer rides, but I usually prefer the classics because having to see them still there and still being able to watch is just a lot of fun.
And the original animatronics, I mean, to think back then when those were built, that's pretty impressive what they were able to do.
Oh, yeah.
One of the other questions I wanted to ask you was, so the parks have shows, right? They all have shows. They have some great shows out there. But I happen to know that there's 2 parks that have some of your favorite shows. That's Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So in Magic Kingdom, you told me the other day that you have one particular show that's your favorite. Which one is that one?
Oh, jeez. I love the stage shows.
Right.
When they go and sing along and inviting you.
Like the Country Bears?
In that one too, yes. I also love the President one too.
The Hall of Presidents.
So
yes.
I kind of slept through that one, but I saw bits and pieces. It was good.
Hey, listen, it was a long day.
Oh, yeah.
It was hot. You sitting in comfy chairs and you got air conditioning. Sometimes that's the best part of these shows.
Yeah.
Now, there's another show that we experienced at Magic Kingdom for the first time last year, which was the Monsters, Inc. Laugh Factory. How'd you enjoy that one?
That's something I recommend going at least.
No matter what your age, right?
Oh, yeah.
Now, there's another one that we were talking about the other night at Animal Kingdom. And there's a lot of big shows there as well. You've got Lion King and you've got a Nemo one. But the one that we really got a kick out of was Bug's Life. I mean, not Bug's Life. The Tough to Be a Bug.
There you go.
So is that one you would recommend to both little kids and teenage kids?
I would definitely recommend that. It has some pretty good laughs along with it.
And some surprises too, huh?
Yeah, but we're not telling.
We're not telling. Now this is another big one for people of all ages. But aside from the big fancy restaurants and all stuff, what do you think of the food at the Disney parks as far as comparing them to your average amusement park?
First of all, the food is heaven. Forever will be heaven. The other food places that I would usually go to, such as like Six Flags and so on, they're decently okay. But Disney's food is just the good ball.
Now, do you prefer the table service, sit down, order from a menu restaurants there, or as a teenager, do you still prefer the counter service? We just walk up, order, and take away.
I prefer the counter service so you can get the food a little bit quicker and then sit down and rest and eat.
I got you. Okay. So, we've talked before as a family and with other people that have gone that every trip is different, right? You experience, even doing the same things, you experience differently, right? So, here in the Tatch family, we have a moment called the magic moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what that is, it's the first time on the trip where it just all sinks in that you don't have a care in the world. You're at Disney World. Everything is great. What is your favorite magic moment that you've had over all these trips, the one that hit you and maybe even made you tear up or whatever? Do you have one in particular that stands out more than the others?
If you have gone many times, I usually would just eventually tear up right when I walk in to see the castle.
Right at the castle, walking
I
down Main
tear up
Street.
every moment, and it's just, I feel like I'm home.
Well, you know, your mother, Jenny, is the first time was right there with you watching the opening ceremony at Magic Kingdom. But ever since then, it seems like her moments come every time, the first time she lays eyes on Spaceship Earth, the big ball there at Epcot. So we all have different moments, and that one's yours. Well, listen, the last question I wanted to ask you was, you know, everybody gives good advice and little bits of different advice. Make sure you wear comfortable shoes and thick socks, really, because you're on your feet all day. Stop and smell the roses. Actually, people watch. Look at the details. You know, things like that. We've also heard other people give advice of, look, if you're somebody that's on your phone all the time, this is a perfect place to put your phone down. Stick it in your pocket for just when you need it, but pay attention to the world around you. What is your advice from a teenager to a teenage audience? What is your advice to someone who's going for the first time? How do you make their experience magical?
If you, let's say, when you go and walk in, teenagers would usually be on their phones and not tend to care. I would recommend, as an advice, I would probably go somewhere that seems very interesting to look at, such as when I first went. When I went to Epcot, what really caught my eye was the big ball itself.
Mm-hmm.
And that phone in the pocket, there you go, I'm looking around. And for other advice, for really any age, when it comes with, you know, technology and the fact that you love being on social media so much, if you want to, like, take pictures and so on, you can. But I just recommend, like, not having your phone up and just actually look around, because there's a lot of hidden details, such as hidden Mickeys, such as they add new stuff about almost every couple of years or somewhat.
They do new rides, new attractions, new things. So what you're saying is even if you're not on a ride or doing shopping, if you find some downtime, there's still plenty of detail to look at and things to pick out, and
by detail I mean a lot of
that you could overlook if you're busy doing something else.
There's a lot of hidden secrets too. The one that I remember was a hidden fishing pole at Animal Kingdom, that was fishing around, and I didn't notice that when I first went, and
That's
I
right.
was like, was this here? This hasn't. What? I was confused a little bit, but yeah.
Well, that's cool. Well, Maddie, I really appreciate you being on the vlog with us. We'll probably have you on in another future vlog. We'll talk about maybe some more specific items. But listen, guys, thanks for tuning in. This was fun. I liked doing this, and we're going to have more coming up. We've got another vlog that's going to be coming out in a couple of days. Jenny and I are going to be back together, both on camera at the same time, talking about some fun stuff, all right? So, until next time, have fun storming the castle.